going to show you today is this little headband. That was my entry, my design team challenge entry for the Just Add Ink challenge number 5, Just Add Dimension. It came about because my little girl was unravelling the ribbon off a headband one day, leaving it just with the plastic underneath part. So I thought I'd pretty it up again, and this is what I turned it into using nothing but Stampin Up products. Although Just Add Ink is a bit of a misnomer because I haven't added any on here, just ribbon and a few embellishments. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So this is pretty much what I started with. The one I had originally was wrapped with ribbon. This one just has a fabric sort of encasing thing on it. So all I've done is just snip the end, take that off, and you're left with plastic underneath part. I'm wrapping it with the wide grosgrain ribbon. In this case I've got Very Vanilla, and just to start with, to keep it nice and neat to begin with and all tucked away, just grabbing a bit of sticky strip and popping that so that the ribbon goes at an angle, putting the sticky strip underneath like that. This part needs to go over, so quite a bit of sticky strip just to begin with, and then once you've started off you can just fold it under and keep going. So that one just needs to fold under, and that's pretty much it, as long as you've got that part nice and neat, and then you just start wrapping it around like this. So you want to keep it nice and tight all the way. And you can see that the end there's just folded over and sticky stripped under. And you might want to add another little bit of sticky strip here just to start you off. I need an extra set of hands. So just to keep you going, add a little bit of sticky strip here. Like that. Make sure you can get the back off. There we go. So that one will just get you started off nice and solid. And then you just wrap. So I keep the ribbon on the roll at this point. So that way, rather than cut off a piece of ribbon that ends up being too short for what I need, or cutting off too long a piece and having a big leftover bit, keeping it on there, it does get all twisted. You need to stop every so often to get all the twists and turns out. But then you just keep wrapping on an angle, overlapping each bit. Then you do your best to tidy up the ends. If you can find the end, there we go, of the sticky strip. So stick this bit down first. Like that. Stuff. Let's snip that at an angle. There we go. The first end is definitely the easier end because it just tends to sit in nicely. This one you need to play around with a little bit more. Pretty much stick it over, trim off any daggy bits. And there you go. So there's your basic headband. You might want to take your lighter to the daggy bits as well, just to make sure they don't sort of fray and come undone. So that's your base. Okay, And from there it's just a case of choosing a combination of felt flowers, which is your Flower Fusion. I've got both my tins here, and then a rhinestone brad in the centre. So for my big frill there, this time I'm going to use as a contrast a piece of the chocolate chip double stitched ribbon, and that's all I've got left on this roll, which may actually be enough. So all you want to do is just grab at the stitching just on the one side. Oh, let's try this side. There we go. Grab at the stitching at either end on the same side of the ribbon, and you just want to pull it so that it gathers up and starts turning into this neat little circle, and that pretty much will do it, I think. And then you just want to neaten up our ends. We'll get the old lighter out again and tidy up this end first of all. Just a little bit of a wave through the flame there, and then we'll do the other end when we've figured out whether we need to cut any off, which we probably don't. Let's try that again. So you just want to take the ends and tie them in a knot. There we go. A nice tight knot so that it doesn't come unravelled on you. There we go, which it shouldn't. Okay. Take off our daggy bits. So that's the string that we pulled through that we can now get rid of, and that's our little flower. There, and then it's just a case of choosing your flowers to go on top. So I'm going to pop a rose red and a pink pirouette and a chocolate brown chocolate chip just to finish off. That's a nice combination of colours, I think. Just play around with your little ribbon rosette until you're happy with how it's all sitting. Grab a, look, this keeps looking a little bit mixed up and dishevelled. There we go. Large rhinestone brad through all of your pretties. No, well, they're not pretties. What are they? Flower Fusion. That's what they are. And through the centre to make your little rosette. Open out the brad at the back, and then it's just a case of finding a spot that you'd like to stick it, and I think just a little bit over to the side. Now what I did at this point is bend the little legs of the brad up so it sort of grips onto the headband bit, but you will actually need just to stitch the ribbon to the headband. You can see you can make it grab on a little bit, but you still just need to stitch it to keep it in place. I'll show you on the original one. I won't subject you to my stitching skills on camera, but you get the idea. So you can grab on there, oh, like that, and then you just do need to stitch it. I'm not sure if you can see on here, I've just stitched a little bit of the ribbon all the way across the chocolate chip ribbon and then to the other side of the rose red ribbon, and it's pretty well grabbed on there. So that's all you would need to do in this case here. Position it where you like it with the brad, and then stitching across just to hold it in place. Hold it in place. So that's what you'll end up with when it's stitched and done. So there's my two little headbands looking similar in slightly different colour schemes. So there you go. Thanks for watching.